lot unfolding over the course of the last 48 hours as we're hearing there are new nuclear threats that are being thrown around by new nations as a result of a lot unfolding in the last, like I said, 48 hours. Now, take a look at the latest headlines. These are going to be linked in the description below. As always, I cite the sources for you. I let you know yesterday that it was reported that Joe Biden had approved a secret nuclear strategy focusing on the threat of China, but not just China, but also the unification of China, Iran, North Korea, Russia, all coming together, posing a threat to the United States. Now, as a result of this, we heard that the United States, Biden, he had secretly changed the strategic nuclear plans of the United States for this potentially posed threat. Well, coming out today, China has responded to this top secret U.S. nuclear war strategy, and they are not happy. Accusations being thrown out by China against the United States. China says it is seriously concerned about the U.S. nuclear strategy report and says the United States.
Hi, everybody. On November 22nd, 1963, my uncle, President,
is the greatest threat to not only China, but the world for potential nuclear war. China not happy with the U.S., now today responding, throwing back at the United States accusations about their nuclear strategies and the hypocrisy of the strategies of the United States. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Now, in addition to that, just coming out in the last 24 hours, also, listen to this. U.S. military is not prepared for a nuclear escalation in nuclear war with China. The Pentagon-funded study has just warned. So in other words,
Shalom, shalom. First off, I'm going to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushai, by Hashem, Rakakadash, Yahweh being the true name for the Father, Yahushai being named for his only begotten Son, who the world ignorantly calls God, and Jesus Christ. I want to give double honors to our apostles and elders, great millstone, taught us truth and will well, and salutations to you, hopeful like person this truth, in all honesty and sincerity. This is Brother Yahweh coming to another lesson to the spirit power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, another update, end times, and events. This lesson is coming to the spirit, inspired by these breaking news reports. We're basically been entered into another Cold War. And I want to bring some information out on the last Cold War. Okay, Cold War. So Cold War, the open yet restricted rivalry that developed after World War II between the United States and the Soviet Union, which is Russia. It says, and their respective allies, the Cold War was waged on political, economic, and propaganda fronts, and had only limited recourse to weapons. The term was first used by the English writer George Orwell in an article published in 1945 to refer to what he predicted would be a nuclear stalemate between two or three monstrous superstates. Each possess a weapon by which millions of people can be wiped out in a few seconds. It was first used in the United States by the American financier and president advisor Bernard Baruch in a speech at the State House in Columbia, South Carolina in 1947. Okay, this is origins of the Cold War. Following the surrender of Nazi Germany, May 1945, near the close of World War II, the uneasy wartime alliance between the United States and Great Britain on one hand and the Soviet Union and the other began to unravel. By 1948, Soviets had installed a left-wing government in the countries of Eastern Europe that had been liberated by the Red Army. Going on down, fast forward, I'm not going to read through all of this. Okay, basically what the Cold War ended up being in is Russia obtained nuclear weapons just as powerful and then actually more powerful than the atomic bomb that the United States dropped on Japan. And Japan had already surrendered basically before they even dropped that bomb. So they just wanted a test dummy. They didn't have no real reason to drop that shit. This was Esau Edom got super excited that he developed this weapon, this mass weapon of destruction, and he dropped it. Okay, so this basically set the world on panic mode after the U.S. did that, and the United States then became the world superpower, and everybody began to trade and you know, adopt the US dollar as the official world currency. Now, fast forward today. Today, what we have in the news that's going on, what you're reading about on that video, you know, you have multiple countries that have it. The Cold War was a race between the United States and Russia, who's going to have the most powerful weapon. And both was threatening each other. They could use it at any time, you know, and end up being in a stalemate. And they had to, you know, come up with a different treaty that the United States would agree to decommission so many different missing silos, and Russia would agree to do the same, and they would just chill out and not fucking blow up the whole earth. Now, fast forward, what's going on in the world? There's an article here from USA Today. Iran could declare it has nuclear weapons by the end of the year. House Intelligence Chair said Iran has them, and they don't just need to get them from Russia. Russia is just another ally that could supply them with more. But Iran, you know, and its people and its scientists have enough knowledge and intelligence and education to develop their own, and money, more than enough money to do it. They've been had them shits, man. They're just smart enough to not show their hand to the rest of the world like all these other nations is doing. You know, Iran is a very wealthy country. They are advanced in their technology and their education systems, and they're not no fucking third world country, man. Now, compared to the rest of the nations, you know, they may be looked down upon as weak, but hey, they got that oil money. So this is what it is, man. Look how fast Dubai blew up. Dubai blew up and got extremely, you know, rich and skyscrapers and shit because of that oil money. Iran got plenty of that. You think they don't have the money to develop thermonuclear weapons of mass destruction? Come on now. Iran doesn't have a central bank yet. Esau wants to build one there. So they're a target. And that's just what it is. Okay? Going into other articles here, man. North Korea. They got them. Been testing them for a few years now. You know, so the Cold War was involved with just U.S. and Russia as far as the nuclear stuff goes. But now, you got Iran to worry about. You got North Korea to worry about. Let's look at who else got it. India. India possesses more nuclear weapons than Pakistan. So India, Pakistan. Says while China has expanded its nuclear arsenal from 410 warheads in January 2023 to 500. Damn. So they added an additional 90 by January 2024. And that's just by January 2024. So imagine how many nukes they got since January of this year. So, man. And then, of course, you got Russia. Says NATO must wake up to Russia's nuclear power deal with Turkey. So Turkey got them too. And the scriptures say, we're going to get real quick. This is Joel 3:10. It says, beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. So all these other countries that have not had as much power as Babylon the Great, aka America, you know, for the longest time, they've been considered weaker than America because they didn't have those weapons of mass destruction. But now they are saying, I am strong. So all these other nations have got it. Got what the U.S. has got. U.S. is no longer a superpower military threat to the rest of these nations. As a matter of fact, the country that has the strongest thermonuclear weapons of mass destruction is Russia. They are right now the strongest. They have the strongest military. They have the strongest weapons. China has the greatest manpower of all the rest of the nations. And they also have nuclear weapons. So the weak have said, I am strong, and they're ready to fight back. So we living in this time of this prophecy, man. And to show you how real it is, we in another, basically a Cold War that has gotten hot. Because at any day now, Iran's going to make their move and attacking the nation of Israel to really spark World War III. But there's a few things that need to take place. The MOTB, the mark of the what? You know what? Revelation 13 to 16, that thing that goes in the hand and the head. That's about to come fast, like a flood. They need that thing to be pushed out during this time when this World War gets fully hot. Okay? So you people got a lot to worry about. Because back in the 40s, you only had to worry about after, World War II was done, you only had to worry about U.S. and Russia. Now you got all these other countries got the same shit Russia got. So you got a Cold War with all these other nations? Think about it, man. Everybody's pointing their missiles right here to the United States. Okay? This is the book of 2 Peter 3 and 10. It says, but the day of Yahweh will come as a thief in the night, in which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up. Okay, so that day of World War III, and when the actual missiles and the bombs get let off and hit, that's going to come unexpectedly. A thief in the night, you don't expect a thief. He watches you for some time. Plans his time to strike and steal. When you least expect it, when you're not home, he watches your schedule, your routine. He said, all right, well, he leaves on this certain day. He's wearing this certain clothes, this outfit. He's probably going to work. He's not going to be back to this time, such. You have no idea that somebody's been watching you. And he comes and he strikes. And that's what's going to happen to all these people over here in Babylon the Great. They're being watched by all these other nations. They're waiting for the perfect opportunity to strike. The heavens are passed away with a great noise. Why? Let's talk about the sky, and the clouds are going to depart. When that bomb hits, it separates the clouds. It separates the sky. It creates a flash brighter than the sun. And then the clouds roll into like a circle, into a scroll. Okay, it's that fervent heat. All the elements shall melt. That blast melts all the elements of the periodic table. Let's get that. Get that precept. Revelation 6 and 14. And the heaven departed as a scroll when it was rolled together, and every mountain and island were moved out of their places. So that goes to that mushroom cloud. And then the earthquake from the bomb being so powerful, it's going to cause a tectonic plate to shift. And you're going to have magnitude 0.9 some earthquakes, stronger than that, hitting different countries, different surrounding areas. Tsunamis. So it's coming, man. We're so close to the end and so close to being delivered. Because in the midst of those nukes going off, that's when you're going to have the next great exodus. Which is this time, instead of us walking through the Red Sea, we're going to be getting beamed up by the Lord's angels. His chariots are going to be picking us up by the thousands and millions of Israelites. The elect, the 1/3 of our nation. We want to suffer that type of death, that type of torture. They're going to be picking us up in the chariot, and we're going to be watching from the sea of glass and just seeing this place get destroyed and burned while the rest of you people just get tortured to death and suffer. And then those elect that get beamed up will receive in an instant new bodies. The old flesh, the old man, gonna be burned off. We put into our celestial bodies. And the Lord said he's gonna make us into hunters, because we fished for so long for all those elect to be saved, and the 1/3. Then we'll be changed into hunters. Yahweh Shai will come, get his revenge, his lick back, and then he's gonna send us down as hunters to get our lick back. And to round up you heathens and you Edomites and in bunkers and throw your ass into slavery. So with that, Lord's will is less than edifying and close out. Give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh. Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Kakadash. Double honor to our apostles and elders, great millstone, touch the truth and will well. Citation to you, hopefully, that person's truth and honest sincerity. Shalom.